Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic and this is another reaction for Steins Gate. It is episode 11 and you know what to do. As always, if you want to see the reaction itself, please go down into my description links and you will find a link to my Google Drive and to my Dailymotion. On the Dailymotion you can watch the reaction, on the Google Drive you can download it if you want. So, do so, and once you've finished watching it, feel free to come back here to hear me out about my thoughts about this episode, what I think it was like, and yeah, I will see you soon. Until then, for those of you that came back, welcome back. Well, there was an episode filled with very, very many different plot lines, and brought up some new questions, in my opinion. So let's go through it one by one. So we Moni simply skipped the fact that he did a D-mail again to keep Suzuha on board. They just went over it, so she still is there. So he kind of repaired it. He did fine, which I can understand. However, he uses her to distract Mr. Brown because they want to do another experiment. She has a very strange way of distracting people, you know? Throwing the jacket over the head is not really helping a lot. So Mr. Brown was aware that something has happened again. I think they still didn't inform him what they are doing. However, by accident, they just found their lifter, which they needed. So, Mr. Brown let searching forward a screwdriver drop, and it dropped onto the remote control of a big TV that was downstairs. And once this one went out, there was this lifting effect. So the effect where everything is happening, they can now control more or neither at least. So that was interesting and nice. So when he used the remote to turn the TV back on, you could see the shaking that normally was in their lab happening instead in another area. So at least they would be able to get it away from Mr. Brown, I think. It's a start. Yeah, so much for that. They not really they, one of them, Christina, got an idea what to send into the past instead of D-mails. So she is working on memories, on how memories work. And she thinks it should be able to compress them and send them as a file to the past into your own consciousness, into your own brain, I guess, so that you then have memories of yourself from the future. And there are multiple things here. Number one, we never had this before. We never had, as far as I know, the statement that she's working in memory tech, call it that way. Number two, all of this, what is happening here, is about memories. If you think that the only one keeping his memories between the plot lines, the timelines, is Okarin. So it is interesting and strange that she is having this specialization. So, yeah, well, there are a lot of things in this episode that point towards Christina as being more than she already is, and she already is a lot. I mean, she's already very, very impressive when it comes to science. But they need some kind of a compressor for it, and it seems she had an idea where to get it or how to get it. So there's some stuff that needs to be bought for it, but there seems to be more to it. So I guess she may have to. I said it, may have to visit someone she doesn't want to visit. Later on, we had the scene about her dad, so maybe it's about him. Then we had a small intermission scene with Moika again, who is still only sending emails, and is still very, very interested in all of this time jumping. And we had Nai, the small kid of Mr. Brown, apologizing to Okarin for her dad being so rude. There we have once again those two sides of Okarin you can see. So to the most people he is kind of harsh and, you know, the crazy mad scientist. But towards a kid here, as example, he was incredibly nice and polite. And Mayushi stated that is the way he is to her all the time. So there are two sides still. Sorry. So I ask myself why he is always this way to Mayushi. Is there still I mean they grew up together. So they possibly it's because they know themselves so long. However, Suzuha, while going then, maybe because he was so nice, I'm not sure, stated that Marquise, so you know, works for CERN. That was a little bit out of the blue. I am somehow not totally surprised. And Okarin confronted her more neither directly about it when he saw her checking online forums. I am not sure if that is correct. Or maybe Marquise is working for CERN, but not Christina. Because as she stated, there is a problem with her dad. What if her dad is working for CERN? Might very well be true. So, and that would explain a lot. It would explain why she wants or has to go to him, maybe. It would explain why CERN is having such an eye on those group here, because father is still watching what his daughter is doing. So that's actually a theory of mine, that her dad is working for CERN. Yeah, we had the very long talk between Christina and Okarin about her background, about her past, which is a sad one. It's a thing. There's always this moment when the teacher realizes that his student gets better than he ever will be. That is happening in the real world. We all know it. There's this moment when the student overwhelms, flows the abilities, the capabilities of those teaching him. It is not happening very often, but from time to time you have a little genius, or you just have to admit others are better than you are. So I guess every one of us knows this from normal life. There are moments in some specific things where you realize, yeah, I'm maybe quite good, as example as a handyman, but there are people who are definitely better than me. I may be quite good at driving a car, but there are some guys and girls out there who are pro on driving NASCARs and the like. So it's a normal thing that there are people who are better than you. It's hard if you have a job or a speciality, a hobby, where you think you are good at, and then you realize someone is way better than you, and it's even more hard, and that's the problem here. If you realize it's someone you taught it, and in this case it's the daughter. If it is just your student, it's already hard because you had the time where the student was really bad in the beginning because he or she doesn't understand anything in the beginning, and you were like grooming this person, and then some years later this person starts to groom you or to show you that you make mistakes, as everyone does. That's already hard. Now here we had it between father and daughter. She started to be interested in science, physics it is, at least she says so, because her dad was a physicist. And I think I can understand in the beginning it was a nice thing for the father because your daughter's interested, you have something in common. There's this proud of seeing your daughter becoming a better and better physicist and that she's good. And then there's this moment when she starts to write papers for scientific magazines, because at this moment she becomes a competitor. You always are, you will be measured on each other. And then there's this moment when she's better than you. because it takes away the oh, so you are Mr. McKees, you're the famous physicist, to oh, you're Mr. McKees, you're the father of the famous physicist. There you have two things which should be fighting against each other. The one thing is competitor and feeling bad about it, that she's better. I can see that. But on the other hand, you still should be a father who should be proud of his daughter. And it seems that's something missing here. And that's why it got so bad. So he let out his frustration on the mother, which shows he's, well, not the best father at all. Yeah, it just broke there, you know? The whole family possibly broke over that. I can see that Christina is having sad feelings due to it. I asked myself if she would change it if she could, in the meaning of using the time machine effects. I don't think she will, because she is a scientist. She knows what it means. The butterfly effect, you know, she knows it will possibly make everything worse. But on the other hand, she is someone who has feelings, so no idea. Okarin reacted as he always does to that. First, let the mad scientist out. And then once she was kind of disappointed, you could see it about that, because she really hoped for some human emotion from him. He then added, and we will fix that. We will glue it again, you know, we will make your family work again. That's it, what he's doing, either in the one way or in the other. The one way, as we have here, is he's like acting stupid, mad scientist, bad, so people get upset, and then he shows an emotional and warm side, and people are surprised about it. I think he likes to do that. And the other way around is, sometimes he doesn't think about it or acts instantly, and he acts nice and kind as he is. Then people are surprised and give him a small feedback about how nice it is that he's acting that way. And then he realizes, I'm the mad scientist, and destroys it. We had that in the past, especially with her. However, he made a promise now, so looking forward to that. And then later on he ate her pudding. I don't know. I guess it is once again the same thing. He was nice, and now he has to break it back down away from the nice one. Seems a little bit like he's afraid of close relationships, you know? As though he's afraid of having too much friendship in all of it. Mayushin then came along wanting to create costumes, as she already stated in the beginning of the episode. And they had a nice time, the two of them, while he was sent out to buy stuff, which is interesting. It really is. He may be the leader of the group, but the girls are really telling him what to do. So, and he does, especially if it is Christina, he does what they tell him. And then we come to the last bit. So that was, we had that before, the you know too much, those emails out of nowhere telling him, I'm watching you, you know too much, stuff like that, very short, which might be, by the way, that those are from the future. Because they are always very short, so you cannot send a lot of texts, we know. So maybe those emails are not from someone in this time. It might very well be they are sent from the future. And attached was a picture of I think it was a bloody doll head. Interestingly, his instant idea was Mayuri. I don't know if maybe it was a doll of hers from the past or something, or if he just in general, if there is a threat and he himself is not directly threatened, he thinks like, what would hurt me the most? And that would be if something would happen to Mayuri. I'm not sure about that one, but I like the fact that he's instantly, like in panic, running back to make sure she's okay. Because it shows his heart. You know, it shows that she's important to him. Everything was black and white in this moment. So I guess it is for his adrenaline running and everything. Well, he was a bit unlucky, let's say it that way. So she was okay, and he stumbled into a little shower scene which he shouldn't have, which once again brings him word of bad mouth from the girls, you know. In my opinion, he should come clean. Should tell them what has happened. He should show them the, maybe not to Mayuri, but at least to Christina, the message. Not sure though. And then we had surprisingly Itaru coming into the scene, because he stated he couldn't access the PC from wherever he was before. I'm not sure, but okay. Right now it is a bit strange. Daru is the one that is not so much connected to the others, I realize. The others are very much hanging out all the time, you know? At the central part of the lab. He isn't. If he is not there, then he is just doing whatever he's doing, while the three of them are somehow at least having time with each other. However, so the PC is now more neither connected to the heart of CERN. And as it seems, this connection was not done by Daru hacking in. It was, as it seems, more neither done by CERN itself. Like they invited them in. They wanted them to do something. And they can use the LHC if they want to now. At least they think. So that gives me questions. There are multiple things. How did they do it? Why? And what the heck? Well, we had Christina being online in forums and the like. So there's still the options she is somehow working for CERN, although I do not think so. What I think is that CERN is, or at least someone in CERN is aware of what they are doing and invites them in. Question is if it is positive or negative. It might be that CERN tries to use them. I mean, they are stuck. We know that. They are on this loop of sending people back and turning them into jelly. That clearly doesn't work. So if you're a scientist or something alike, and you're stuck like that and you see a competitor working on the same project and having, you know, steps forwards, sure you would want to know how he or she is doing it. So you would go for, let's see, hey, you can use my equipment and I will see what you're doing. And then maybe my method will improve as well. So I think they may be using the lab here. On the other hand, it might be that there's someone in CERN who is kind of maybe working against CERN and trying to undermine the evil plans of CERN and thus gives them access. It's all very unclear yet at the moment. However, it's a new step, so more to come. Yeah. So next time, I guess we will go for this time leap, for the memory compression and sending back in time on the one hand. There will possibly not the next episode, but maybe the one after will be hopefully a scene with the father of Christina. More background about that. We still need more information about a lot of characters. So Susu has stated something this episode. How does she know? Where from? Possibly from her father, maybe. By the way, her father, what is about this storyline? It's not really closed, you know. What the heck is going on with Moika? Because there's no clue at all. So there's a lot of things that are still to be answered and how they are connecting into this story here. So that's it for this time. I hope you liked. I did for sure. And as always, feel free to comment, like, subscribe. Please don't spoil. And I'll see you soon for the next episode of Steins Gate. Until then, my name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye and out.